Hello and welcome back to the Master Your Mindset podcast. You haven't seen me much in the last month because I haven't been here. I have taken a bit of a break from the podcast. It did happen unexpectedly, but you know what? This is perfect. I see you all, going back and listening to the other podcast episodes that I have out there in the other seasons, and it's really, really incredible. So, in saying that, we will not be not having the bonus episodes that we've been having each month, which is the tarot readings with Lisa. That will still go on. So you'll have me back on the podcast. I'll be back within a month or so, just a little break, but we will continue with these bonus tarot readings. So without further ado, let's bring on Lisa. Welcome, Lisa, and we can do the reading.
Yes, I'm excited to do the reading. I hope you are all doing well. I hope your month of June went smoothly. I know that we talked about the tower last time, so you might have been going through a transformation. I know I have. But a new month brings new challenges, brings new joy. And I think it's good to remember that July is a month of, I mean, for me, it represents a month of fun, a month of joy, going outside, being in the sun. It depends on where you are in the world. Anyways, the number 7 in numerology stands for knowledge, mystery, and intuition. So I thought that was good to mention. That means anything can happen.
Mm.
Anything can happen in this month. I think the biggest thing you should take away from that is to really follow your intuition. So out of your head into your heart and see where the wind takes you. Like literally go outside and feel the wind on your face and follow those directions. And I think that's also what this reading is going to confirm, because I have another fun reading for you with a lot of messages, a lot of lessons. So I want you to grab a pen and paper. If you don't have that, pause the podcast, because there are so many things that you can take away from this reading. So we're going to start with 2 cards that represent something we need to take with us or remember from the month of June that we are going to bring into the month of July. And I was quite confused when I got these cards. Because first of all, I got the 3 of Swords, which is all about breakups and pain and suffering, and you're feeling betrayed. And well, the biggest thing that I can think of is a breakup. That's just so painful. It doesn't matter how you broke up or what happened, whether it's friendship, whether it's a relationship, it's painful. Let's just be real. I cannot think of something that's more painful than maybe giving birth, and I haven't even given birth. And then this card was combined with the 6 of Pentacles. So what these cards are kind of telling you is that it's important to turn your pain into power, and so that you can give and receive from others, but also from yourself. So yes, it has hurted so much, but you have also learned so many things from whatever has happened. How can you turn that into something that serves you, that maybe also serves others? I feel like a lot of your audience, Jesse, is are coaches. So how can you turn these lessons, how can you bring them to the people? Because there are always people that can relate to your story and that can actually learn from how you handled or dealt with the situation. And I personally really love the 6 of Pentacles because it's just like giving to the people. It's not kind of like the poor. If you look at the card, it kind of looks like the poor people and the rich man is giving something. But what you should take away from it is that the rich man is wearing a red robe, and red is passion. So he's very passionate about something. He's very passionate about the lessons that he has learned. He's passionate about the things that he can give. Now it's specifically talking about money, but what can you give to others in the next month? So remember that your pain is also power. That doesn't mean you have to disregard the pain that you have been feeling, but understand that of course this feeling won't last forever, and that you can actually do something with it. Because I feel like when we stay in the feeling of like, oh my god, I got so hurt, I got so betrayed, and like this and blah blah blah, we stay in the like spiral of continuously seeing the negative. And that's fine. If you need that for a while, who am I to judge? But also think about how you can transmute that energy. We are all alchemizers. We can all change our energy. We can all turn it into something that actually is serving you, something that you love. So it doesn't have to be serving others. Maybe it can be, or serving others through coaching. It can also be serving others through your music or through art or just you sharing a compliment with the stranger that you're seeing in the middle of the street. Like you have no idea how much impact you make on other people's lives when you turn your pain into power. So I thought that was a very important message for the month of June to bring into July. So remember that as you are going through the challenges of the month July. And so I asked for a card that represents the month of July, and I got the Two of Pentacles. Whew, the Two of Pentacles is an intense card as well, because let's just start with what we're seeing. We're seeing a man and he's balancing two pentacles through a green thread. So the green thread really stands for life. Green is the color of life. It's the balancing of the things you get. When you are being handed something, let's just say the Ace of Pentacles, it's all about new opportunities. You are learning something new. You got an opportunity and you're running with it. Now you need to find the balance in your life. And that can be rocky. It can be a rocky start. There are waves on this card and go from big to small to even bigger. And they kind of represent the challenges that you might experience. Also in emotion, because water is also about emotions. So this month it can have a lot of ups and downs, but just remember, nothing is permanent. We have the law of impermanence. So everything has a beginning, everything has a middle, and everything has an end. And also remember, we love to be passionate. We love to be so passionate and share it with the world. But there's also something as too much fire. And this message I've been spreading a lot in my readings lately. He's wearing a very large hat. And so this kind of represents, you can be passionate, but accepting all the blessings, accepting everything you can think of and like making it yours is actually going to create a bigger struggle in finding the balance that you desire in your life. Sometimes the ship sails, and it's funny because there is a ship in this card. It sails towards you. It doesn't mean that you have to accept it. So really listen to your intuition, which is why I said the number of this month is 7. Listen to your intuition and see if it really is going to serve you, or if you are just saying yes because you're scared that there are not going to be any other opportunities, because there always will be. And sometimes you have to say no to something, to receive something that is a fuck yes. Like, oh my God, that's really what I want. And I'm so glad that I said no. Speaking of the Ace of Pentacles, we got it. After this card, I asked what the lessons are for this month, because I think it's always important to think of what we can expect this month as a bit of like looking into the future. But the most important thing is to listen at the end of July to this episode and see where in your life this resonated with you and how you have reflected it in this past month, in these 31 days. So the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I already talked about this. Something is being handed to you, but now you're feeling like nothing is being handed to you. When it's in reverse, it's kind of like, I feel like I'm missing out on all of these opportunities. I feel like there's nothing coming my way. It's actually not true. We are just lacking a bit of foreseeing, which kind of means like planning ahead of the things that we desire, so that the gates, the doors can open up around us. We are missing out on opportunities because we might not be clear about what we want or what our intention is. So if you feel like you're experiencing that this month already or in the next month, think about what it is that you truly want and what the steps are that you can take to reach that. Because anything is possible. It's just that you have to open yourself up to say like, hey, I really want to become this, or I really want to receive that. Like when you speak these things into your reality, they always tend to come true because you are opening doors by literally speaking your intentions. There's also a gate in this. So you're being handed something and you go and you run with it and you try it out and you try it out until something works for you. Not everything is going to work for you, but not everything has to work for you. It is about finding the things that really do work for you. And this again comes down to the trusting your intuition, of course. It's really funny. Oh, and a good thing to mention is that there is this white light around the hand, and that kind of represents spirituality. So it's whatever is going to be handed to you or you feel like you're missing out, it's something that's going to up level in your spiritual journey. The white light represents innocence and purity, so it's most of the time something new, something fresh, something that is really going to change the way that you look at life. Know that you can never miss out on things that are meant for you. It can only take a bit longer before you receive them if you don't accept them now. So rather take a decision than choosing not to take a decision, because that's also a decision. I think that's always good to mention. Then we have a lot of wands. We're starting with the Five of Wands in reverse. The wands are all about passion. So we pick up a stick and we go and we walk with it, and we take it with us on a journey, and we keep walking and walking and walking until we reach something. The wands, the Ace of Wands, also represents your passion, your fire, your courage, you're brave, and you're going on your journey, your adventure. Now, the fives are normally always about conflict. There is something going on, whether you have conflict with your family, your friends, your job. But this in reverse is really about your inner conflict. How are you feeling? How are you talking to yourself? What are the things that you think you can and you cannot do? What are you trying to avoid? Because sometimes we try to avoid conflict with ourselves, and that might look like, not doing the inner work or not sitting down and meditate. We avoid these things because it's easy to avoid them. It's comfortable to not choose discomfort. I think you taught me that, Jessie. I love that. I love to say that and repeat that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is easier to choose. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also going to cause a lot of tension, and not just tension with you, because you can have an inner conflict, but it will also radiate outside of you. So it will create conflict with the people around you, with your loved ones, your family, your co-workers. So you're kind of being called to take a deep look inside of yourself so that you can avoid any conflict that is external of you. So things you can ask yourself with this card is, what am I avoiding in myself right now? What dreams or desires have I been avoiding? What are some things that I know I need to be doing that I've been avoiding? What am I resisting actually? What am I going to get out of this situation if I continue to resist it? I think this is a lot about resistance for yourself. I mean, of course, we all have shadows and it's uncomfortable to face our shadows, but eventually when we show the light to the shadows, it becomes a lot easier, and you don't have to feel this frustrated and this tense, because it might be happening inside of you, but you can always feel it in your body. Like your back is getting very intense, tensed up, and your shoulders, and you're just like a walking ball of fire that has no way to escape, that has no way to light a candle, that is just waiting to explode. And that's not what you want. You don't want to explode, because that is just a waste of energy, and it costs so much of your time and energy. And you know what happens then? You need to rest and you need to recharge, and then you're going to wonder, am I missing out on things? So let's just avoid that in the first place. So what kind of inner conflict are we talking about? It is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands it's a good card. It's about courage and being tested and having faith. But it's also a bit of a sad card, because this guy has all of his guards up. Like, he's guarded with this Eight Wands behind his back. He is always looking for something or someone to charge towards him, so that he needs to fight again. He's also wounded. He's wearing a bandage on his head. It's not always necessary. Like, the guards that you put up are sometimes, like, I mean, it's good to have boundaries, but not all boundaries are serving you. For example, you want something new, you're manifesting a new friend, but you never go outside because you're so scared of all the pain that you have been feeling previously. Then how are we going to manifest that? Like, a friend is just not going to be knocking on your door unless you want to be friends with, like, a mailman. But it's okay to lower your guard and to allow someone to get in, and allow someone to help you with your inner conflict as well. So share what you have been feeling. let down of one of the wands. You don't have to let go of all of them, but just allow there to be space for someone to pass through to tell you like, hey, do you know what you're doing is like really courageous? And I think you're so brave and I think you're so bold. Sometimes that's something you need to hear in order to resolve that inner conflict that you're feeling. It's the recognition that we sometimes do not give to ourselves that we actually really desire. So I think that's very important to remember. Most things can be resolved within you. Maybe you are feeling a bit annoyed with your friends. Is it actually with your friends or is it something inside of you? Are you missing the love? Are you not giving the love to yourself? These kinds of situations are really asking you to dive deeper into yourself. But it's sure that in the month of July we will need a lot of faith. We are going through passages. We are needing to decide what we want to bring with us, what we want to let go of. In this card, this is the Six of Swords. This woman has taken her six swords and she's moving along. She is leaving a few things behind and she's also diving into the unknown again. She's being taken to a new place where she can maybe rebuild her life, where she can create these new opportunities for herself. It's out of her comfort zone because she literally took the things that are working for her. She's leaving behind the four swords that are not working for her, and she's creating a new life for her. But in order to do that, you need to continue to have faith in yourself. And I think that is the overall message for this month. Finding balance in what you want to do and then not feeling frustrated when you don't immediately get the results and still continue to have faith. And I think faith is such a broad thing because many people say like have faith in this, have faith in yourself. What faith looks like is different to anyone else. It's a different feeling for everyone else. Maybe the feeling of faith is getting a message from your friend. So this might also be a good time to message your friends and tell them how proud you are of them. Maybe it is finding a feather that is on the ground, like right in front of you. That's kind of like a sign from your guide saying, hey, you know, you're actually doing really good. Keep going. Feathers are always a sign of freedom. Maybe it's a butterfly that flies by and that makes you feel hopeful again. It's finding faith and hope in the little things. What you might could do is go outside and meditate or ground yourself, because this card is also about being in your head a lot. The swords are about your mental game, your mindset. So if you're feeling like nothing is working and you're getting really overwhelmed and maybe even annoyed with yourself, that's a good sign that you're not working from your heart and you're only working from your head. So that means that you have been thinking so much, while we actually want to live our lives with an open heart and we want to lead with our intuition. That's what this month is about. It's about intuition and the mystery. So don't be scared to start taking steps into a new direction, to do things differently than you have done before, to take yourself on that journey, because it's possible for you. And right now, we are just holding on to so many things. We're holding on to the Four of Pentacles, which is all about control and safety and security. And I get it. I really, really get it. Like we want to hold on to the things that we have. We don't really want change, but we do want change. But this is very isolating. The Four of Wands is the Four of Pentacles is very isolating because you're only holding on to the things that you can control or you think you can control, and everything outside of it, which is being shown on the card. He's sitting on I think it's like a throne or a roof, and the entire city is behind him. He's not mingling with people because of fear, because he doesn't want to share what he has. And you are so being called to share with the world what you have with the Six of Pentacles that we talked about before. It's the giving and receiving, but you cannot receive if you are not willing to give something to the people that are around you. And it's good. Sometimes it's good to really hold on to your money and not invest into things, but you can never continue to be in control because everything is always changing, and you thinking you are in control and you're actually not in control because you are just closing yourself off. You are putting up those wands again, the Nine of Wands. You are putting up those boundaries. So be okay this month, in the month of July, to share things with other people, to experience what it's like to be supported, to show how you have been feeling. I mean, safety and security, of course, is amazing. We want to feel that. But sometimes we also do it from a place of ego. And I think that's important to remember. He wears a crown, but he's not the king of the city. He's not even in the city. Like, kings are in the crowd, they are there to care for the crowd. But he's just so scared and in his ego that he's not willing to share anything with anyone. And that's quite sad. And then we have the last card. It's the Two of Cups in reverse, which is all about the self-love. It's all about giving to yourself. It's about, having that place where you felt like you were out of alignment, out of harmony, like disharmony and distrust. It's now time for you to step into a place where you are loving yourself, where you are taking more time for yourself, even though it sounds a bit contradicting with what I just told you, like go and mingle in the city and give what you can, but also in order to give what you have, you also need to give to yourself. So work on filling your own cup. People always say you cannot pour from an empty cup, but you can pour from an empty cup. It's only going to drain you more. So work on your self-love first before you are going to give to other people. And when you are doing that this month, think about the things that you can give to other people, but first the things that you need to give to yourself. And also letting go of that need of control, letting go of that security is sometimes only going to serve you more in your self-love journey, because eventually it's going to lead you to a place where you have the Ten of Cups, which is fucking amazing. The Ten of Cups is all about feeling alignment, feeling in balance, feeling harmonious, sharing with your loved ones. And it is all possible. It's all possible. It's all possible for you. I cannot say that enough. I was lying when I said the last card. The last card at the bottom of the deck is the Magician. Hello. Anything is possible with the magician, because he has every tool in his kit. So he has a cup, he has a pentacle, he has a sword, and he has a wand. So he can create anything that he desires. And his magic is infinite. There is an infinity symbol above his head, because he's connected with the above and the below, and he listens to his intuition. And he knows that his magic is endless and he can create whatever he desires. There's also a snake biting his own tail around his, wrapped around his, what's it called again? Hips. That also stands for infinite possibilities, infinite opportunities. Then there are roses. Like I told you before, red is for passion. There are white lilies for innocence. So also be very open towards trying new things. Almost be like that child that asks like how, until you have all the answers that you are craving. And funny enough, below that card is the Ten of Pentacles, what I just talked about, but then the Ten of Cups. It's just feeling that balance, feeling that alignment. And so our really, really last card is a card from an oracle deck that I got. It's an oracle deck from, let me see, Persephone's oracle deck. And Persephone is the goddess of transformation. She's the goddess of spring. She's the goddess of so many more things. And this deck has very few cards, but what the cards have to say is very powerful. I'm going to read it from the guidebook what this card means. It's the card Glow. And underneath it, it says, shine your beautiful light, which I think is just such a perfect representation of this entire reading. And so, there are journal questions at the end. Like I said, if you have not been taking notes, what are you doing? Glow. Shine your beautiful light. We each possess a burning flame, the ember of our life force that glows within us. As we venture along our life's journey, we may encounter people or situations that can dim our inner flame, making us feel worthless and defeated. Persephone, as the goddess of spring, has illuminated glow about her, her vitality attracting the attention of her fellow gods as suitors. Her mother Demeter sought to hide her daughter away, but the world needed Persephone's light. Our inner light should never be concealed or suppressed. The warm glow of kindness and joy is an antidote to pessimism and suffering. While we can't control those around us, how events unfold, we can control how we react to them. Make it your choice to keep shining, never dimming your glow to please anyone or anything, or letting the critical words of other people define you. Stroke the embers of your own flame through self-belief and positive self-talk. following the path that speaks to your inner passion. Never compare your inner flame to anyone else, either, as their spark of light is precious. Sometimes candles burn strong and tall, whereas others smolder down low. There is no correct way to glow and shine the way that benefits your truest self. Shine bright, for you are worthy of all good that comes your way. You never know when you can become a beacon of light to others during their difficult times. So share your gifts generously with the world around you, being as luminous as you are. And then the journal questions are: when have you made yourself small to cater to the ego of others? Which aspect of your life do you already shine in? Are there parts of your life you are holding yourself back from reaching your full potential in? Describe how many qualities. Describe the qualities of a person with a glow about them. How many of them do you identify with? I just think this is the perfect card to end the reading with because it's like really a summary of everything that I just said.
Wow. What a reading. I feel like you hit the nail on the head. I feel like that, look, I know that it's a collective reading and that, like, I know there are going to be people that relate to so many parts of that reading and have taken guidance away, but I feel like you read that straight for me. I was in the whole time, I was like, okay, yep, wow. And I feel like I have some beautiful guidance. And to end that card off with the glow, it was so beautiful because I was thinking as you pulled out that oracle card in the end and it said glow, straight away I thought about inner flame. And then you started talking about it from the guidebook, which was really, really funny because I know people are going to be relating to this, but I'm just going to bring in a little bit of like how I resonated with it. Maybe this brings up more, but I really feel like I've been the Nine of Wands that you mentioned, that I have my
Yes.
guard up, I have my walls up, I am protecting myself. I really feel like that a lot at the moment. And I know that I probably will throughout July, which makes sense because that's why it came up, right? But also bringing in that aspect of self-love with the reverse Two of Cups was really, yeah, it was really that guidance and that direction to move forward in. Like it makes so much sense to just bring in more of that self-love and then, really, really fill your cup and just fill your cup so that you can give and receive and share with others as well. And, I've really taken all of that on. And like Lisa said, if you didn't take notes, especially with those journal questions at the end, definitely go back and listen to this and take notes and really give yourself some time to just, yeah, digest all of this and just really let it land for you because that was just so incredible. And I think that there's some incredible guidance there for the July. You came on earlier before we pressed record and you were like, yeah, like I was confused about this reading. It was like a little bit like it's gonna be quite full on. This reading's gonna be full on, but honestly, it really, really does make sense. And yeah, I just thank you so much for it. Lisa and I both, we all want you, well, we both want you to come into our DMs and let us know what parts resonated with you directly, maybe throughout July, what you notice comes forward for you, maybe some of the guidance that you've been given today, maybe you go and take that on and you take some action and you really pour into self-love. Maybe you make the word for you in July self-love, who knows? But we want to hear what you have to say, right?
Yes, exactly. We love to hear your feedback.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you so, so much, Lisa. That was incredible. I know for sure I'm going to be listening back over to this time and time again throughout July. Um, and yeah, really taking on some of those messages. So thank you so much.
Yes, you're so welcome. And if you ever feel like you need a bit more guidance or you are have questions about the card and you're like, this really resonates with me, but I'm not getting the full gist of it, don't feel shy to DM me. I can always pull more cards for you. I'm a tarot reader after all, so this is what I love to do.
Amazing, incredible. I highly recommend that. I've probably talked about this in every episode, but I've also had my own tarot reading from Lisa. And yeah, getting a personalized reading hits different to a collective reading. Like collective readings are really beautiful and give you that like really good guidance forward. But then getting a personalized reading really is personalized to you, right? So it's all about what comes through with your energy and your tarot guides. So I highly recommend that. But thank you so much for coming on, Lisa. And we will both see, well, we won't see the audience, but we'll both be talking in your ears again at the end of, or start of August.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a 5-star rate and review, because this helps this podcast get up in the algorithm so we can share the messages far and wide. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next week.